Hey everybody, Joe Casabona here, and today I am going to do a first impression video of HappyForms. HappyForms is a relatively new form building plugin on the WordPress market, and the main question I'm going to set out to answer is, can HappyForms be a replacement for Contact Form 7? Let's get started. So the first thing we'll do is go to Plugins, Add New, and we'll search for HappyForms on the repository. Note that HappyForms is all one word with a capital F in the middle. It's created by the Theme Foundry, so we'll go ahead and click Install and then Activate. So here we could set up communications with the Theme Foundry. We can skip this step by clicking Continue. And then we are brought to a simple forms area. If we click Sample Contact Form, we can get an idea for how the interface works, and this looks really nice. So just my first impressions, we've got something that looks like the customizer here. I really like what they did with this interface, adapting it to an interface that a lot of people are familiar with the customizer. So this is what the sample contact form looks like. If we go out and then go ahead and we'll trash this, and we'll actually create our own from scratch. So I'm going to click Add New, and then we can give the form a name, Contact Form, and then we have the ability to choose from multiple types of form elements, right? So short text, for example, if I click that, we'll see we can add a simple text box. Maybe we'll call this name. We can choose how we want the title of the box to be displayed. So we could say inside input, which that looks pretty cool. And we can apply this to all parts so we don't have to keep doing this, which is neat. We can say that this is required. So let's go ahead and add a couple more of these. So I'm going to actually look specifically for cool. So they do include an email field here, so I'll add email and make it, again, required. And then the last thing I'll do is add a long text form. So again, this is a pretty simple form that we're adding here. Just name, email, and message. And we'll make that required as well. If we wanted to do something like add a drop down or an address is pretty neat. So we can just ask for an address or an address with autocomplete, country and city, allow for geolocation, so we can have Google Maps get the location. Perhaps I'll explore the address field in a future video. But again, that is a pretty cool addition here. The last thing I want to point out before we move on is you can actually, instead of a regular message or long text box, you can add a text editor. So if you want somebody to be able to send you formatted text, you can do that. I can see that being really useful if you want to have a simple forum or front-end submissions or something like that. But again, we'll delete this. We'll just keep it simple for now. So we have our 3 fields for the contact form. We'll click Setup to move to step 2. And this is where we'll add our confirmation messages. Your message has been successfully sent. We appreciate you contacting us. You can change this and you can format it a little bit if you want. So this is the confirmation message for the user after they fill out the form. We can also turn on submission alerts, so I will get an email when somebody fills out this form. It defaults to the admin email, which I'm working on a local environment here, so we can keep it at that. And then we can change the subject, so I might just say contact from HappyForms. And then we can include some other email information here, like the display name. This is defaulting to the site, so you probably want to change that to Joe Casabona or whatever your name is. This is the confirmation message. So this information is what I, as the admin, will get. This is the information that the user will get. So email display name will be mine. we received your message, and they'll get an email with this too. We can also redirect them to a thank you page if we want, and change the submit button label. So we could say send instead of submit, and then we'll move on to style. And again, this is really in depth. I really love what they've done here. We can customize the, let's say, the width of the form. So we can make it skinnier, which is a little bit easier for people to use the thinner a form is. So if you have a full width theme that goes like 1300 pixels, you might want to consider making the form width like half of that. You can also disable the form button until the form is valid. So all of 3 of these are required. If I choose this, the user will not be able to submit the form until it is valid and they filled out all required fields. And we can set the colors for the messages the user gets. That's all under the General tab. Then there's the form title, so we can hide this. I generally like to hide the form title because it's usually included somewhere else. We can choose the alignment of the form and the font size of the form title, I should say. We can set a bunch of borders and padding and all of this other great formatting stuff. We can change the labels and the text. All right. And this is just a quick tour. I'm not going to go through all of this, but if you need a super custom looking form, this is HappyForms, free out of the box. And then you can also change the button. So if we want to change the background of the button, we can easily do that here to match your button branding, right? And so once we go through all of these, you can take time and go through all of these. We'll click save and close. Once we click save and close, we are given some information on how to embed this. Again, this is a very helpful guide here once you save the first form. If we X this out and we hover over the contact form, you'll see that we could copy the shortcode to a clipboard. So if we go to pages, we'll create a contact page. And you'll notice that I copied the shortcode, right? So I could paste that here if I want. It gets automatically embedded, which is super cool. But I can also click the Add HappyForms button and choose a form to insert. So with that, I can click Publish and then go to View Page. So I'm using 2017, so the thin form looks a little bit too thin here, but that's okay. If I go ahead and fill out this form, and then I click Send, okay, so the message shows up right above the form. And then if I go to my inbox for Local by Flywheel, you'll see that we've got both emails here, right? The confirmation email to the user and the email to the admin. So here's the information that's been filled out. And then we've got the confirmation message, right? And if we wanted to, we could have customized this and say a little bit more, but that's the confirmation message. Now, if I go back to my site and I go to the admin area, back into HappyForms and responses, you'll see the form that was filled out also shows up here in the WordPress admin. You'll see the status is red. When I open this, it gets marked as red, which is also pretty cool. So that's it for this video. I just wanted to give you a quick introduction to HappyForms. As for, is it a good replacement for Contact Form 7? Honestly, I think it's a lot better than Contact Form 7. It's free, it's customizable, it has a nicer builder, and it doesn't make you rely completely on things like shortcodes. You can customize a whole lot of things with the style and the emails that get sent. So to answer that question, yes, I do think that this is a great replacement for Contact Form 7 if you're looking for something that is a little bit more flexible. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click the thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel for more great content. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching that video. If you liked it, be sure to click the thumbs up down below and subscribe to this channel for more great content. If you want to learn more about web development or WordPress or anything that I talk about on this channel, you can check out the other video that's linked on this screen, or you can head over to creatorcourses.com to see what online courses I have to offer. Thanks again so much for watching, and until next time, get out there and build something.